me like you really want to? Can you love me like you do your hustle? Can you feed me past the food and grubbing? Can you clean me like it's church on Sunday? In the tubbing, scrub-a-dubbing, clean the fountain, make a wish and throw 100. I might just blow it. Your heat ain't warming, your mountain's swollen. Like, first is my book, and I was like, okay, cool. But this is like a project that's like mine, and that doesn't belong to anybody else. And I'm like, at a full season, at a full circle, like 22 episodes on a project that released on my 22nd birthday. Now I'm 23. It's so busted, G. Like, yeah. You want some? I don't care. I mean, this is the Iman Loren episode, but I am here with my hood wife, who is just gonna embark on intimacy with me. You all will know who this is later on in time, but for now, I'm just be talking to my hood wife. But yeah, do you want some? Yeah. So what the fuck is good, everybody? You want some of this? That's exactly what I'm gonna open up. What the fuck is good, everybody? It's your girl Iman Loren like Polo Black Honey Buns, bitch. And we have reached the 22nd episode of this bitch. Let me thank you. Like, that means that season 1 is over, so it's only right that the original hood wife wrap it up and we kick season 2 off right. So this will be the 22nd episode for a project, like I said earlier, that released on my 22nd birthday. And I released it on my birthday, and my birthday is coming up this Saturday, November 9th. So this will mean that my podcast, The Real Hoodwives of Chicago, is exactly 1 year old. This is really my baby, and I'm so proud of it. Hell yeah. Let me just make sure that this shit is right, because it'll be really fucking funny if I'm like, oh yeah, we're 22nd episode, and it's actually like 20 fucking 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It don't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is actually the 21st episode. Well, that actually just pissed me off a little bit. Not really that much though. Which is not upsetting to me, because I created the idea when I was 21, and I've been working on this since I was 21. I just happened to release it when I was 22. These numbers, maybe it is the fucking retrograde, but we'll start over. What the fuck is good, everybody? It's your girl Iman Loren Polo Black Honey Buns, bitch, and we still in this bitch because my fucking birthday is coming up. So it's only right that we do a Hood Wives episode, right? Yes. Yeah. I have my hood wife here with me to make me feel good, and just so that I can talk to. I really just wanted to talk to you guys, just about everything that this whole year has been about. So, the Real Hoodwives of Chicago was a thought that I had presented to my cohort when I was like 20, 21. And I came in one day and I was like, we was doing Think Tank. And I was just like, I really just want to do a show or something called The Real Hoodwives of Chicago. And I just want to hear people of color talk about love and sex and romance. And I found it very unfair that, like, there were shows like Sex and the City where you had them, like, talking about, like, eating ass. Like, on a syndicated television show. But, like, black people's access to, like, love was very skewed. It was very, like, scripted, very reality TV show-ish.
And so I really wanted this show to be a parody or a spinoff or a reclamation of that in a sense. And I fucking did it. Thank you, babe. We have reached a full fucking year. Bitch, my birthday is coming up. The Real Hoodwives of Chicago is officially 1 year old. It will be 1 year old on my birthday on November 9th, 2019. But this episode will be released on Thursday, November 7th, 2019, right? I really want this episode just to talk about me. I feel like people already know who the fuck Mauva of Hoodwives is. Like, everybody know I be on that freaky shit. Like, everybody knows I'm a fucking Scorpio. Everybody knows I love to eat pussy. I love to suck dick. I eat ass occasionally, right? If you're deserving. I ate my boyfriend's ass, but I don't have a boyfriend anymore, so I guess I haven't been eating ass. He's an ex. Fuck him, right? I don't know, maybe. No, I love everybody. I'm honestly in this moment where it's like I feel too good to hate or to resent anybody anymore. But I wanted to just give you all a quick synopsis on who the fuck I am. But before I start, this is a segment called What's Your Thought? What's My Thought Juice? Dun-dun-dun. So I have two right here. We got some Hennessy and ginger beer because I'm a real classy bitch. But we also got some champagne. And I'm going to pop that bitch with my wife right now. With my hood wife. Because it is deserved. It is a fucking celebration. And also, I don't really know how to fucking open this. Thank you, babe. But I will fucking bless this fucking Hennessy and crack this bitch open right fucking now. Do you want to bless it? No, you have to bless it first, too. Oh, she kissed my bottle. That's a real hood wife shit. So, a quick synopsis on who Mauva of Hoodwives is. Mauva of Hoodwives is a soon-to-be 23-year-old girl from the west and south side of Chicago. She was born in Mercy. No, I'll open it. Oh, thank you. She was born in... Thank you. I really want to pop it. It feels so symbolic to me. Okay, so Mauva of Hoodwives was born in Mercy Hospital on the south side of Chicago, but she's lived on the west side of Chicago since she was a babe. She resided on North Avenue in LeClaire and Leamington with her mother and her aunt and her uncle and her cousins. She lived in an attic bedroom, in a one-bedroom with her mother her whole life. And then she moved to the south side when she was 9 on 79th, where she lived around a lot of G's, and it kind of highly influenced her as far as what it looks like men protecting a hood or protecting a block. She was also kind of looked after by them and all of her surroundings, etc., etc. And she did not have a stable household because her father died when she was 6. And her mother is a woman who enjoys her drinks the most. So she's been in and out of like DCFS shit, group house shit, runaway type shit, suicide type shit. And she had to leave her mom's house at 16 because they were getting evicted. And in the midst of fighting her mom and running away, she decided to find comfort in a man who was going to take care of her, who was much older than her. When she had just turned 17, he was 26. And he helped her get through school. He smoked her out. He helped give her drugs so that she could have extra money in her pocket. He taught her so much about life. He gave her food. He gave her nourishment, etc., etc. Things that you would expect any provider to do. And then he started to hit her like a lot. And he used to, like, drag her down hallways, throw her against walls, put his hands on her pretty ass face. And one day, she came to work because she was an internship at YCA. She received a scholarship. And all of her mentors saw it on her face and decided that she couldn't go back there anymore. So 2 weeks later, she's on a plane to Colombia to leave him and to leave her mom. And she's working in Colombia in sugarcane fields with Afro-Colombians, and finally she came back to Chicago and she stayed in Beverly. There's some really great people who showed her what family is and like what safety is supposed to be. And that I didn't have to pay for anything anymore with my body. And so I just went right into working. Went right into still hustling. And I worked my ass off. I really worked my ass off to get in a position where I became the first Youth Poet Laureate of Chicago. And then I got a book deal. And I decided that I would spend the rest of my life telling my story. And I would spend the rest of my life being a story, or being a platform where people could tell their story. And so I decided to marry Chicago forever. And I came up with the Real Hoodwives of Chicago. Because this is a place where wherever anybody ideas of sex work or anybody ideas of what a hoe is or what liberation is or what any black woman's story or any person of color's trauma is, it's not for anybody to decide except for the person who it belongs to. And I'm very grateful for every single person who has been here with me through the whole process of my life since I was 16, you know. Even before then, a lot of people I've known since I was 13. And some people I'm reaching my decade with. And if it's been anything that I've wanted more in my life is consistency. You know, for someone to love me and me not worry about them leaving. Or for them to not get tired of me. Or to not get bored with me and to say, hey, Iman, like, I understand that you're not perfect and that your life was not given to you perfect, but I appreciate you for making the best out of what you have. I want to be that same person for everybody, and I hope I have been. And I really hope this podcast has been that for some people. I make it a mission to stay as consistent as possible with this shit. I don't know if you all fucking know this, but this shit is only done by me, okay? Recording, editing, every single thing. Everything that has been bought, every thought juice that you have heard has been bought by me. Every guest that you ever been heard, I have personally interviewed, personally invited, and I thank every single guest. And I'm going to get to guest acknowledgements in a moment. But I just wanted to share that with you all. But while we are also in the moment, I think I said this earlier, my thought juice is Hennessy and ginger beer because I'm a real fucking thug. But in honor of a celebration, oh my gosh, what if this is everywhere? Wait. In honor of a celebration, we have Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna get fired. Okay. Due to whatever the fuck reason, here's the real noise. That was the noise I was fucking wanting because I had also bought some champagne or some sparkling to celebrate or to commemorate my 1 year. And I'm going to share a toast with my hood wife, who you all will see maybe later if she blesses me with the episode. Yes. But, yeah, I wanted to share with you all who the fuck I was because, you know, like, yeah, of course I want to ask people about themselves, but I feel like it'd kind of also be a disservice for you all not to hear about myself because that is also important to me too. I'm not just looking for a place where I can just, you know, first of all, I don't even make any money from this shit. I do all this shit for free, okay? In fact, I lose money doing this shit. Like, with studio sessions, just to, like, just to have a place where I can edit my shit professionally. From, like, buying liquor. Like, I buy niggas whatever the fuck they want, but I don't care because that's also not what it's about to me. Like, it's about comfortability. It's about intimacy. When I bring someone on the Real Hoodwives of Chicago, I want them to know that they are a hood wife or a hood husband or however they want to identify. But I want to treat people the way that they deserve to be treated, especially my hood wives. And if that means that having a fifth of Hennessy to make you happy, that is something I do not mind doing. That's something little. Like, the way I see it, I'm going to get it back tenfold. And what's fucking $40? What's fucking $40 for a fucking lifetime? Something that I'm planning to do in the future, I plan to bring cameras into this bitch. And I'm still working out what that looks like. But I think it'll be... Here you go, man. I think that might be something just for season 3. Because it'll be like, oh yeah, baby, we said another way. Season 3 is coming. That's already going to be spoken into existence. But I think that's something to speak about. You know, I do. When I first started the podcast, like, visuals was on my scale. But I'm like, but originally it was just supposed to be just for, like, women in films, right? And I'm like, I want people to hear us. I don't want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, also, like, that shows, like, who's really trying to fucking listen to us and who's not trying to fucking hear us. Like, I know that we all fine. You know what I'm saying? But are you just looking at us to, like, see some pretty ass bitches or to see some thick ass bitches and then they talking about some freaky shit on top of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not... I'm like, cool. Let us be heard before we're seen. Because I feel like everywhere else we are always seen before we're heard. And isn't that the man's rule, like, for women? Like, better be seen, be heard. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Like, nah, bro. You need to listen to us first. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loves a liberated woman until it's time to love a liberated woman. And if you ain't got no choice but to fall in love with our voice, then you got to fall in love with our story, too. You know what I'm saying? And that was just my thinking behind it. Yay, thank you, Lar. That was just my thinking behind it. So for season 2, what I decided, being that I'm doing everything on myself with promotion, uploading, every fucking thing, I decided to focus season 2 more around what promotion looks like. More around how to incorporate my social medias together so that people know that this is a social media for the podcast, right? By the way, follow our Instagram at Hoodwives of Chi. You can find this podcast streaming everywhere. If any other, streaming source does not fit into your budget, like Apple, like Spotify, etc., I have personally uploaded everything onto SoundCloud for all my niggas for the free. I got y'all, because I love y'all. It's not about the money to me. If you see how much money I made from this, $3.52 fucking cents. That's all I fucking made, okay? So nobody better ever come at me about this is for some money shit, because that's not where I'm at. But I'm like, yeah, if I want to put ads and spots on my shit, like, I only did that in the middle of the year, but I could have been doing that at the very beginning. But I decided to do it because I'm like, why not? I deserve that. But that was not my main focus. So I'm working on promotion right now, and something that I think I want to do is, like, incorporate sound bits or sound reels over some type of video that comes from the person. I will also be having merch coming on season 2. I honestly have no idea what that looks like, but they're gonna be fire. It's gonna be so fire. I think I'm gonna just start off with some shirts with my logo and then hashtag whatsyourthotjuice on the back. If y'all really want to see that, then y'all need to follow my Instagram at Hoodwives of Chi, right? I don't really know how long this episode is going to be. I don't plan for this episode to be an hour. But I also want this to be a place where you all can tell me suggestions. This is the end of season 1. And it has been a full fucking year. Let me have a drink to that shit. Yes. It has been a fucking year. It's been so much fun. But I want to know, I feel like I'm talking to them, but I'm talking to everybody, but I really wish that y'all could talk back to me. But there is a feature on anchor.fm. If you go to anchor.fm and search Hoodwives of Chi, or you can do anchor.fm/Iman-Loren-Black, and you can leave me voicemails. And leave me voicemails about anything, about what this podcast has done for you, how this podcast has made you feel, suggestions that you might have. I do want to remind you also, this ain't really like a NPR radio type of podcast, okay? So keep in mind that this is a chat cast. We are built off of an intimacy. We are built off of unediting, unscripting. And I think there's also something to speak on, because when people hear me say oh, you edit your episode, but you wanted an unedited show. I'm like, yeah, but you got to also understand that sometimes that comes with sound issues. This whole podcast has been a growing experience. I had to learn about mic gain. I had to learn about whose volume is bigger than whose. I'm only working with one microphone in an intimate room with a brick wall. I had to learn about background sound. I had to learn about all that shit. So, I am here for y'all to learn about the process with me. I'm here for y'all to grow. And everybody who has been with me from day fucking 1, just wait. I promise you, it is going to be so fucking lit. But I don't I'm a sensitive ass bitch. I'm a fucking Scorpio, okay? I'm a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Aries rising, Scorpio Venus, Scorpio Saturn, Scorpio Mars, Scorpio Pluto. And my Lilith is in Leo. If you don't know what your Lilith is, that's how you fuck, right? Yeah. When he told me that, I was like, oh shit, I fuck like a Leo. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. The gag is, oh well, where's all the time gone, wife? Where's all the time gone? Wife, don't do that to me. Literally. However, I'm very sensitive. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. But, I do well with criticism and critique that is given compassionately. I don't do well with people especially who I don't fucking know, coming in on some, you need to do it like this and you need to change it. I'm not listening to that shit. I'm not. Also understand that I'm not making this podcast to be an attention seeker. You know what I'm saying? Getting attention is cool, but I'm all about intention before attention. And my intention is that anybody of the whole spectrum of people of color, especially when it comes to our intimacy, is viewed. And some people's stories resonate with others more than other people's stories. And that's also another reason why I appreciate some of the suggestions that I got. When I first started this podcast, this was supposed to be for women only. I'm like, fuck y'all niggas. Y'all got every fucking thing. Television, radio, media, songs, clothes. Y'all got every fucking thing to express y'all sexuality. What the fuck do women have? What, fucking Carrie Bradshaw? What, fucking Girlfriends? Directed by a white man? What the fuck? No, I have a wedgie, G. Oh my gosh. You don't understand. I've had this wedgie for 3 fucking hours, and my coochie is crying. She's just bitch, rip me off right now. But I was I was in a, what museum were we at? We was at some museum. I think we were probably at the Dusab or anything like that. I was working over the summer because I'm a teaching artist at Chicago Authors. And I was talking to Matt. This was maybe 3 years ago when I was maybe 21. And I was talking to Matt. I'm I'm really starting this podcast. And I was just talking about ideas. And Matt was like, I really want to be on there. And I was like, sorry, it's just for women. He was like, I think you should totally have men on there. And if I get on there, I want to talk about giving head. I'm like, okay, Maddie. But then when I was realizing people want, a lot of people were reaching out to me to it was yo, I'm really trying to be on your podcast. I'm trying to see niggas, let niggas see me in a different light. You know what I'm saying? Some of the compliments I've been getting about it has been so eye-opening, because here I am. Y'all have no idea how much pressure I put on myself to have a product that I'm proud of. And I feel something that Dime has taught me most recently. She was like, Iman, you don't ever gotta write another poem again in your fucking life if you want to. Because you've already did that. You've already proven that. You don't have to do that. You can do anything else that you want. She was like, but just do it the way that you want and don't rush yourself to do it. And I'm like, damn, that's super real. You know what I'm saying? That's super valuable. Poetry will always be my home base, will always be my foundation, my ground. But I think I'm allowing myself to branch into everything else that I am capable of. And I feel very grateful for every single person that I've had on this podcast, because they have taught me so much about myself. I feel it's also maybe been people that I lost in the process of this podcast. And it's not even in the process of trying to use their name or trying to use their face. It was, I just really want us to tell our story together. And maybe I didn't go about it the right way. Maybe those connections will be rekindled. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that I may have hurt in the process of me going through my hurt, then I apologize. Truthfully. And anybody who I have maybe decided was not best for me, even in this process of that, I don't apologize for that. But I recognize any growth that you have still given me, or any growth that you've still blessed me enough to recognize for myself. I don't want to hurt anybody, because that is not what money is about. Money is not about hurting people. Money is not about pain or pride necessarily. But I am a woman of integrity. I am a woman of completion. I fight really hard because everything in my life has always had to be by myself. Oh, you're 16, your mom tells you, pick a home and find a good one. And then all you're eating off of is, ASM checks and, Kumbalink gigs. You know what I'm saying? That shit is great, but when you're fucking homeless, that shit ain't really doing much, And then I made a decision that at that time I felt like I had to make. And then when you turn 19 and you get pregnant for the first time, and it flips your whole world around, and then you have a man showing you patterns of violence again, and then you're like, fuck that. I have a baby now. And so you just jump ship and you just move. That is a pattern that I have. I only know how to move. And kind of correlating back to what Dime said. Dime she told me, you can slow down, G. You could take a moment And just let yourself breathe for a second, you know? And ever since I've had my abortion, I'm not going to even lie. Ever since I had my abortion, I'm like, you don't deserve to breathe. You don't deserve to lean on the wall for a second, you know? You don't deserve to sit on the bench. You don't deserve none of that because you took your breath. And now it's just go time. And that's all I know is go. Chicago is all I know. So if at any point in time, you all, my Hoodwives of Chicago, want your money to take a break, to say, hey, it is okay to like take a moment to like rebuild or to revision. Not to even say that like anything is like getting torn down. I feel like that is a help that would be helpful for me. To know that even if I missed a week, that you all would still be here the next week. You know? Like, it used to be I was releasing episodes once a month. And then Chicago was going through like all of that, you know, sexual allegation shit. Like the whole community in Chicago. Like that was like in like January. And I was just like, whoa, I don't want to be involved in nothing like this right now. I don't even want to release no episodes in this air right now. So I'm going to take a break. We'll come back February for Valentine's Day episode. We'll be back at 2 episodes a month. And that was really cool. That was really cool because people were still fucking with me. And I think Fresh and Carion, they was like the first men that I had on my... Well, Jesse was the first man I had on my podcast, but Fresh and Carion, that episode, it was like, yeah, like I'm doing this shit for real. That was probably one of my favorite episodes. Maybe this is like the moment where like we just do like a bad track of some of my favorite episodes. But before we get there, I would love to know any suggestions that y'all have on like, on what this looks like as a show. What this looks like as a continuous project, as a continuous anything. I would love you all suggestions. I would love to know what you all's favorite episode was too. Do you have a favorite episode? No. Okay, that's good. Because you love them all. But not as much as mine. But mine, he was like, is she fucking talking to a mirror? Like, he's like, this bitch is really crazy. I really truly am, though. I was like, y'all don't fucking get it. Do you want some more? Yeah. Please, help yourself. One of my favorite episodes was definitely... Okay, so a few of them was Fresh Waters and Carion. That episode was fucking lit. I was drunk as hell. I can't speak on them. I was drunk as fuck, okay? We demolished a 5th of fucking Hennessy. And we talked about everything. Like, what was so beautiful about that episode, because, like, I was one of those shorties that grew up like, I don't suck dick. Like, because, like, the instant that you suck dick, you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And now here I am, this beautiful 23-year-old woman, like, yup. You can definitely get your ass ate. Like full-fledged. Like, what's good? And here I am sitting with two straight men, like, asking them the questions that, like, you only ask when you're in a relationship or when you only ask when you're private. And I'm like, nah, like, y'all both fine. Like, why should I not be able to ask you this? I felt like that episode, it broke a boundary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it broke a wall that people was like... Like, no, like, you can't do this. I'm like, y'all already know I'm a fucking hoe. Like, y'all already know this. Like, y'all already know I'm very pro-hoe. Y'all already know I'm very, like, pro-thought-bot. Like, y'all already know this. And, like, I feel like that courage or that confidence, it encourages you to internalize those questions. So, like, what is really hoe shit? Or what is really thought shit? You know what I'm saying? Because technically, I'm doing shit that a lot of people are afraid to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't met no other woman besides me that'll proudly say, I want to get a train ran on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I personally have not met no other woman that proud. You know what I'm saying? And that courage to me, like, I could post that shit. Like, I am determined to get a train ran on me by Tyler, the Creator, and ASAP Rocky. Y'all think I'm fucking playing. Like, y'all think I'm fucking playing, G. I have that shit set up already. I have a dear, dear great friend who y'all will probably see in season 2. And I was like, hey, yo, if I marry you, you still gonna let me run? You still gonna let him run a train on me? He was like, I know their manager. We can definitely set that up. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So it's... And I think that, like, when you have that confidence, that assurance in yourself, people respect that shit. Like, a nigga know that he not finna change me. But it's like, I just want to love you even more for being such yourself. I want to see you do whatever makes you happy as long as I can still be with you. Not necessarily own you or possess you, but still, like, be with you. And that's what I really love about Fresh and Karion's episode. Another one of my favorite episodes was Cash Eras.
Yeah.
Yes. Cash taught me a lot about, like, identity labeling. Like, because when I was younger, I used to really want to be a boy. And, like, my mom, she would always tell me, oh, you were supposed to be a boy. Your name was supposed to be Brandon Lewis. And I'm like, that's a sexy-ass name. Like, I ain't gonna even fucking... I would have got all the hoes. Like, I would have got them all. Like, what's good? I'm Brandon Lewis. It's literally like I'm still Iman Laurent, but, like, I'm Brandon Lewis. Like, tell me that shit don't sound, like, suave, sexy as fuck. Like, I would have been, like, a Billy D. Williams out here, right? Like... no, I'm not gonna even go there, right? I was gonna make some, like, lame ass pun. But she, you know, we was just talking about labels, and I'm like, I'm not a stud. I'm not, like, a femme, like, you know, like a STEM, you know what I'm saying? She was like, you're, like, a tomboy. Like, she taught me that it is okay to sometimes classify yourself. I know some people feel weird about that. Like, I personally don't participate in the binaries, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's okay, like, every now and then. And that sometimes that there is something for everyone. I think that's also what really kind of inspired me to be in balls, to, like, find what my category is, you know? Like, that's something that I really, really liked. And another one who I was really inspired by was Akenya. Because Akenya's actually taught me some shit. Do you know that I had no idea what the fuck was the difference between, like, gender and sex identity? Like, I had no fucking idea. So, like, I'll be talking to people, or, like, I'll be, like, trying to interview them, or, like, you know, trying to, like, set up any conversation, and they'd be like, okay, we could talk about this, but we don't have to talk about this. And I would be so fucking confused. I'm like, wait, how can we talk about this if you say that, like, we're, like, have to avoid this? And, like, they would tell me, they were like, well, you know that these aren't the same. And I'm just like, okay, let me just take a step back, because, like, I don't want it to offend. And I'd rather just remove myself than offend in the process. And then, like, what does that whole process look like? And Akenya, I literally asked, I was like, can you please educate me on, like, what is the difference between gender and sex identity? Because, like, I had no fucking idea. Because to me, when I'm asking how does a person identify, that's asking, like, the whole thing. Like, what is your pronouns that you prefer? Also, like, you know, your preference, I guess, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you know, but I feel like after that, I learned how to, like, break it down and how to, like, break my questions down as such. Like, me asking what's a person's pronouns is not the same as me asking how a person identifies. And I had to learn that. Unfortunately, I had to learn in kind of like in a very sad way, but I feel like also in a very rich way, like a way that was supposed to happen, because that made a segue for me to be educated in person, for me to be educated openly. And I feel very, very happy for that. I'm also grateful for J Bambi for blessing the Real Hoodwives of Chicago with a Live from the Crib episode. I ain't gonna even lie, J Bambi made the Real Hoodwives of Chicago 420 friendly. Because she was over my house. I swear to God, I was so fucking high, G. Like, I was so fucking high. But I was like, damn, like, do I want to, like, let the people know that, like, we smoking? And then so she said it. She was like, I was like, I'm sorry, G. I'm just, you know. She was like, hi. And I was like, Yeah, she's like, it is okay, G. It is okay. And then my brother came over, Shy Blue, and did an episode shortly after. And he was like, live from the crib really just means that you just set the vibe. You just set the tone. Like, this is your crib. This is your bitch. And if you want to smoke in this bitch, that's up to you. So, like, and also, why, like, what does a hood wife look like not claiming her weed smoking? You know what I'm saying? Right? But I love Rachel Jackson for being another proud woman who claims her ass eating. But also for fucking with me so fucking heavily. Like, I probably didn't even have to finish asking the question. And Rach was just like, what's up? When? And it was such a seamless, such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful episode. I think every single person that has been on the Real Hoodwives of Chicago, I wrote some acknowledgements down. Because, like, I've been crying, y'all. And I'm, like, drinking Hennessy and shit. I don't even know how to act. So, I want to give a special thanks to my cohort for housing my idea. For letting me think tank my idea on you all when I was 21. And now I am 23. Will be 23 on November 9th. And my podcast is 1 year old. And I am the 21st episode. So that does feel kind of full circle. Because I'm like, it's something in here. Because I was like, 22nd episode, 22nd birthday. I'm like, no, like, you invented the idea when you was 21. So why would you not complete your first season as episode 21? So I really want to thank the cohort of Young Chicago authors. I just want to thank Young Chicago authors, period, for giving me a key, for giving me a job, for giving me checks where I could support the thought juices of all my housewives, for giving me this quiet room that I could record in every single week. I feel very, very grateful right now. I also want to thank House of Jungle Lee Productions at Music Garage. We have made a full year together. You have been my engineer. Well, we are 406 affiliate, so we've been in 406 gang for some time. But as far as me and you in our actual relationship, you have been with me for a whole year. And I love you so much for all the times that you've squeezed me in, all the times that I've been late, and you done still got me out with 2 or 3 episodes, for you being so fast, for you to give me critique on my game, Also, that first episode with Dom and Kush was recorded at an actual studio. And that was probably one of the best moments ever, because, like, it was so raw. To all of my hood wives and all of my hood husbands of Chicago, I would like to thank Neek and Kush Thompson, Jesse 5000, DJ Cash Era, J Bambi, Cariana Fresh Waters, Shy Blue, Shannon Mateski, Passion 13, Thought Poet, aka Chico. I would like to thank my fellow Scorpio sister 11, my beautiful photographer and great collaborator Demi Christie, Vicky Street, Rach Jackson, Ambi Lyrics, Luna Day, Akenya, Green Slime, Shawnee Dez, Toaster, Matt Muse, and FemDot. You all have completed a first season with me. You all have completed a whole new year with me. It is so nice to see myself grow through people, or to grow with people. Like, that's just wicked cool, Like, y'all didn't have to fuck with me, Y'all could have easily seen your name bigger than me. Y'all could have easily just been like, oh, maybe when you get it together more, you know, like, we'll talk later, you know. Like, y'all could have easily did that. Some of y'all, we've recorded episodes twice. And, like, y'all fuck with me. And that's really a blessing to have. I think it's really cool. I also want to thank Anchor FM for being an easy distributor that a girl can rely on. Thank you for distributing my podcast everywhere. To everywhere. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to actually make money off of my podcast. Thank you for making it easy. Also, thank you for not trying to make no money off of me. I know you asked for is like an advertisement that you pay me for. And I find that to be really, really lit. And ultimately, you gotta thank God. You gotta thank Jehovah for this shit, because who am I if I am not breathing? So, thank you, God, for giving me another year of life. Because it's been so many times where I was not supposed to be here. Like, I was not supposed to be here. Like, my body could have been killed in so many people's hands. And you just didn't let that happen, like, at all. Like, at all. And then sometimes I wake up in the morning and I just be like, what the fuck, God? Like, why? Like, gee, like, you can literally off me off this bitch now. Like, I swear to God, I'm done. But he'd be like, nah, G, you're so not done. So, 23 years old is looking like season 2 and finally in this bitch. Thank you to my hood wife, who y'all don't know, who loves me, supports me through every fucking thing. And I would also like to thank myself. I would also like to thank myself for believing in me and for believing in my name when so many people did not. But to everybody who does, and to everybody who has and who continues to, and everybody who checks in on me, and everybody who says they're proud of me, even those who say that they aren't proud of me, or even those who don't say anything at all, that's cool. That is cool with me. And I'm not mad. In fact, I'm so happy that I've been able to have access to you or to anybody's greatness. And I feel blessed for anybody who feels blessed about having access to my greatness. I think that's it. I think we're done. We have reached a full season. So this is the season finale. That means that season 2, I ain't gonna even lie, Imani might take a break. Like, Imani, I'm not gonna even lie, y'all. Imani is fucking tired. Like, Imani is fucking dog tired. Like, doing this shit for a full fucking year by your fucking self, plus being a full-time teacher and a full-time freelance artist. Like, I don't know if y'all know this. Like, I act. I do every fucking thing. Like, if anybody doesn't know me, follow me on Instagram, Loren like Polo. That's what I'm saying. It's Iman Loren. Loren like Polo, Black Honey Buns, bitch. Like, you can find me everywhere. If you want to buy a book, my birthday is coming up. And that is the best birthday gift you can give me. Buy my book. Buy a fucking poster. Like, if you know a little girl who loves hot pink, or a little boy, or a little gender non-conforming little person who loves hot pink and renditions of Tank Girl, give them a fucking Commando poster, right? If you hate window shoppers, or your bitch hates window shoppers too, get her my fucking book, okay? Like literally, like, bless the family. I want you all, also, I will give this list again. And anybody that you hear on this list, I need for you all to make sure that you go and follow them. And I need for you to see anything that they got going on that you might want to support, whether that be a like, a post, a retweet, a song mention, buy some of their merch, check in on them, check in on everybody. I want to thank again Nika Kush Thompson, Jesse 5000, DJ Cash Era, J Bambi, Carion, Freshwater, Shy Blue, Shannon Mateski, Passion 13, Thought Poet 11, Demi Christie, Vicky Street, Rach Jackson, Ambi Lyrics, Luna Day, Akendia, Green Slime, Shaggy Des, Toaster, Matt Muse, and FemDot. Check in. Support. Love your fellow hood wife. They all around. Love your fellow hood husbands too, because they're around too. Well, you all have tuned in for a real episode of the Real Hoodwives of Chicago with your girl, a newly fresh, about to be 23 ass bitch. This is my Jordan. So all we can do is just shoot. And you all have tuned in for a real episode of the Real Hoodwives of Chicago, Season 1. A real show with hot sauce stories. Yes. You found your hobby. Running up. You just a runner up. Got cherries and blossoms and buttercups. No chocolate and pussy is honey nut. I'll climb you like trees. Don't fall for the breeze. Just stay on your limbs. Like niggas will leave. They blow in the breeze.